Do the majority of Americans support bringing back flag desecration laws to stop people from being able to legally burn our American flag? At least on my poll, they do. And I'm going to go over that poll on my community tab, as well as read a lot of comments from you, the audience, right now on American Advocates. So in honor of the fact that Flag Day was yesterday, as well as President Donald Trump's birthday was yesterday, as well as the fact that the Army's 250th birthday was yesterday, I decided to put up a poll about burning the flag, because that's what's been happening in the LA riots, and it's been very disheartening to see Mexicans burning our flag while waving their Mexico flag. And of course, I asked a question. Flag Day is June 14th. We've seen many protesters in the LA riots burning our American flag to make a statement. Do you believe that burning our American flag should be made illegal? Or is burning the American flag a First Amendment protected activity? As you can see, hundreds of votes came in. 19% support burning our flag as a First Amendment right, while 81% support the idea to make burning the American flag illegal. Our flag desecration laws disappeared in 1989. Mexico, ironically, has flag desecration laws in place still. You cannot burn the Mexico flag in their country, and their flag desecration laws are actually more strict than our flag desecration laws here in America ever were when they were in place. You can go to jail in Mexico for up to 4 years for burning the Mexico flag. But here in America, apparently, according to the Supreme Court ruling back in 1989, it is freedom of speech and expression. Let's take a look at how some of the comments came in on this poll. I agree with Trump. 1 year and a day in jail, so just over 1 year. I like the way this guy thinks. Robert Frisbee 9182. I'm going to give that a thumbs up, actually. Yeah, I tend to agree. Burning the American flag is unacceptable. So many countries have flag desecration laws in place. I don't understand why we don't. General No Nonsense. I recognize this guy's username. He's commented quite a bit. Sometimes he's almost on my side. A lot of times he's not on my side. But thanks for the comment, man. Let's take a look here. Another poll that shows the disregard that some of these patriots have for our Constitution and what makes the U.S. great. They don't like due process, they don't like birthright citizenship, and now they don't like free speech. Not sure these folks understand what America stands for. First of all, due process. I need to make a full-length video about this. I've mentioned it before in the Borrego Garcia videos that I've put up, but when it comes to due process, illegal immigrants are not actually afforded that right for the sake of not only efficiency, but also for the sake of the fact that they're not sovereign. Everyone who steps foot in America does have due process rights to some extent. However, deportation is a civil matter, not actually a criminal one, technically. Even though what they're doing is a crime by the books, deportation is handled in a manner that is civil rather than criminal. We're not trying to actually convict them of any sort of crime. And so when it comes to due process, not only is it not needed for this reason, but it's also just not practical. A man went to jail for defacing a pride flag. I don't see anything wrong with someone. Good point. Yes, I've seen footage of a guy who intentionally drove over a painted pride flag on the street with his truck and intentionally left skid marks all over it. And yes, he was arrested and went to jail for it. They labeled it a hate crime. So the pride flag currently has a higher status in America than the American flag. Does the First Amendment say you can burn the flag? Good point. It doesn't, actually. And the deal with the First Amendment, freedom of speech, we like to leave that as least restricted as possible. However, there are certain things you can't do, at least not without facing consequences. You have the right to literally say anything you want in this country by technicality, but consequences can come your way and should come your way for inciting violence, for instance. And when it comes to burning the American flag, that's always been the opinion I have of it. You are making a symbolic statement against America by doing so. And if you can't incite violence with your freedom of speech without consequences, if you can't promote terrorist organizations with your freedom of speech in this country, rightfully so again, then why can you burn the American flag? There's only one proper interpretation for lighting the American flag on fire in a public street, and that proper interpretation is you not only hate America, but you want to see America fall. The only way you should ever burn the flag is if the flag is damaged in a way that is beyond repair. Otherwise, it's destruction of property. There's better ways to express your freedom of speech than dissing the country that granted you that right. Correct. It used to be where there was a proper ceremonial way to dispose of a flag that was worn beyond repair. That's completely true. Andrew White 7210, another commenter I recognize, and once again, another one that always disagrees with me. Let's see what he says. I'm more concerned about an administration that desecrates the Constitution than I am some protester burning a piece of cloth. But pertaining to the statement here, this did not happen. There was no flag desecration. What? Are you serious? LA protests. You made that up to stroke anger against the protesters and in favor of your dear leader. Anything you sway people against their own best interest. You people are as evil as you are stupid. I wasn't planning on editing this video too much, but for the sake of you, Andrew White 7210, I'm going to edit in several pieces of video footage of LA rioters, by the way. They're not protesters. They're criminal rioters burning the American flag. You're welcome. Burning our flag should be a federal crime with mandatory prison. Agreed. The protesters in LA are being peaceful. Any kind of violence is caused by the LAPD and ICE. Unfortunately, the LAPD are not cops from Adam 12. That was a TV show. Wow. The delusion is thick. No one was burning the flag, just Trump's excuse to send the military. Where's this coming from? What media sources are these people watching? I have literally so much evidence of people burning the American flag in LA. It's not even funny. I mean, I have so much. Why ask the question? The Supreme Court already ruled that flag burning, regardless of how angry it makes people, it is a protected right that was ruled on years ago. Then why are people being charged for defacing a pride flag? Very good point. Q Red Knight. I'm glad you brought that pride flag scenario up to begin with. And yes, why ask the question? Well, because in 1989, we had flag desecration laws, and Texas v. Johnson, recognized by the Supreme Court, decided to ask the question at that time, only it was answered in favor of being able to burn the flag. So why ask the question? Walter Morris, 9382? Because we're re-examining it once again. Maybe the majority of public opinion has swayed back towards not being allowed to burn the American flag, and rightfully, we, the people, are asking the question. Is that okay with you? That tends to be how free countries work, after all. It is also Trump's B-Day. Yes, it is. Cozy Knits by K. Yes, it is. It used to be that one could not disgrace the flag in any way. However, woke liberal Democrats thought it was freedom of speech to burn the flag. Brian Hayes, G4T. Yeah, I like this commenter. KS Fitz. Go to another country, burn their flag in the streets, and see what that government does to you. You will disappear off the planet. Yep, very true. Here's a nice, thoughtful one. As someone who believes in free speech, this is a tricky question. However, I believe it should be illegal to burn the American flag on American soil. If someone is caught doing it, they should be jailed and or expelled from this country forever, since obviously they have zero allegiance to the country and shouldn't be there to begin with. This makes me wonder what would happen to someone in other countries if caught burning their flags. Thank you, Quick Change Circus Clown BM. I 1000% agree with that. Here's my thought process on it completely. If you are an American citizen and you burn our flag intentionally with willful hatred for this country, I do believe that you should go to jail for anywhere between 6 months to a year. That's my personal take. On top of that, if you are in this country illegally, like so many of the LA rioters are, and you're burning our flag, I wish nothing but deportation on you. I also think if you're in this country legally, that is to say you gained legal immigration status, you have a visa, a green card, etc., are a naturalized citizen, and you still go on to burn the American flag, I think regardless, you should also be deported out of this country forever. The American flag is much more than a piece of cloth, as some liberals like to call it in those comments. The American flag is the symbol of the ultimate power, the ultimate freedom, and the ultimate hope of the entire world. We are not only the strongest nation in the world, but we are the land of opportunity. We need to restore nationalism and pride in this nation, and it all starts with making burning our American flag illegal. President Donald Trump has brought up the topic several times, including just a few days ago, and I hope that there is follow-through on pursuing this once again. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to American Advocates for more, and like this video if you think flag burning should be illegal.